Well, hello everyone. I hope you all are doing well today. I decided to take advantage of some very nice weather in my backyard since I'm not traveling anywhere right now. This has become my daily excursion spot whenever I am trying to, you know, um, just get rid of any of those feelings of getting a little stir crazy or anything like that. I just do my best to take a step outside and kind of let go of those worries. And I hope that you all are in some way are able to do that yourselves. So I thought this would be an interesting experiment. Hopefully, this live feed doesn't get interrupted. It appears that I have good Wi-Fi in my backyard. So I thought since today I am focusing on nature, I thought it was very appropriate to find myself outside. So I hope that you all are doing well. Hold on a second here. Sorry, I had to grab my notes. Um, so today, for creative writing, I wanted to kind of continue what we tried last time, which was oh man, I just realized I mislabeled this video. Ah, dang it. So I labeled this video Creative Writing 2, but we've already done Creative Writing 2. So this is Creative Writing 3. Well, boy, the weeks are just kind of flying by. It's all very surreal. But today I wanted to continue what I did last week, which was the second week, and just offer up a single word prompts for you guys to write to. But today, I wanted to focus on one particular style of writing. I'm going to focus on poetry today. I just felt like that's very much what I needed. If you're not feeling like you'd like to write poetry today, that is totally okay. Feel free to write single lines like I did last week, or if you'd like to write in longer form, hey Robin, if you'd like to write in longer form, feel free to write a short story or a long story. Okay, so today I decided to focus on nature. I'm calling this particular segment "Connecting with Nature," and something that I wanted to offer up to each one of you. Is that a really good way to start when you're trying to write about nature is to pretend like you are seeing things for the very first time. Try to go back in your mind and pretend that you've never seen a leaf or sunshine or grass, and just try to write about what you see from that perspective. And I think you might find some very interesting things. Also, I wanted to share the words that I used to come up with my little short poems. And the words that I used were the first words that came to my mind when I came outside to write today. So these are very, very first thought kind of words. The first word that came to mind was air, AIR, just like the air around us that we find ourselves using. The second word is grass. I very rarely have a lawn in my backyard. Normally it's all just brown. But for a few months in the springtime, it appears like I have a green lawn in my backyard. So I'm enjoying and trying to remain thankful for the fact that I've got a green lawn in my life right now. So I chose the word grass, spelled GRASS. The next word that I used was the word blue, because I was inspired by the wonderful blue sky above me. And instead of using the word sky, I just thought, you know what? I'm going to use the word blue. So BLUE is the third word that I used. And then I used a fourth word today, the word birds. Because earlier this morning, when I was doing my writing, the birds were chirping, 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 chirping. And it was really, really fun. So, today I would like to share, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lucky number 7. All right. I have 7 very short pieces of poetry. Okay. And it's important when you're setting out to write some poetry that you remember that there are lots of different forms that poetry takes. And if you would like to write in certain forms, like off the top of my head, the haiku is a very rigid form that has 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and then 5 syllables, and only 3 lines in the form of haiku. But if you want to write with a form, you certainly can. But if you would like to just write whatever comes to your mind, basically the rules of poetry are really, really flexible to allow you to make this your own type of poetry today. I find that sometimes when I set down to write poetry, I immediately get stuck because I'm thinking about, oh man, it's got to be poetic, and I've got to, use language in an interesting way to convey what I'm feeling. And I put a lot of pressure on myself. And we don't need that pressure. There is enough pressure in this world. So I was thinking that while I drew inspiration from these particular words, I didn't necessarily use the words in all of my poems, nor did I write directly about the words. Sometimes I used the word as just something to get my mind rolling, and then I ended up writing about something completely different. So I hope the volume out here is okay. It was much quieter when I first hatched this plan of inviting you outside today. But I hope the traffic in the background is not too loud and that you can hear me. So without further ado, I am going to share my first poem with you guys today. This is just a 2-line poem, and I was drawing from the inspiration of the word air. Between the blinds, a latch can be found to open. Let some air in. Okay, so that's my first piece. I was thinking about the air outside, and then that made me think about the air inside, and then this little, thought came to mind. And really, that's what poetry is, you guys. It's just having a creative thought, a thought, and writing it down so that you may share later or share with yourself. Okay. All right. The next piece of poetry I have for you guys is from the word, I'm taking my inspiration from the word grass. Okay? Here we go. Each blade felt between the toes. As it grows, so do I. So that's our second piece. And that is a piece based on the word grass. I kind of took my flip-flops off, and I was walking around in this lovely grass behind me today, and I thought about that about feeling the growing grass between my toes, and how it is not too different from the growing that I am doing every day, and the growing that I'm sure you all are doing. It's wonderful when you are thinking about nature, how we are to discover how we're all connected. And that's something that always rings true for me when I'm thinking about nature. All right. The next piece that I would like to share with you guys today is a piece inspired by the word blue. All right, and here we go. The clovers were running away with it this year. The patch once again turned green under the blue. Okay, so also drawing a lot of inspiration from my temporary lawn here today, which is very much full of clover. As I closely, upon further inspection, I realized there's not nearly as much grass out here as I initially thought, and that it is full of clover. But clovers can be seen as good luck charms, so I'm going to not let it bother me, that's for sure. All right, so that was my third piece, inspired by the word blue. All right, piece number 4, my fourth piece of poetry that I'd like to share with you all today, is inspired by the word birds. And this is a very short piece. It's a one-line poem, and that's it. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I got a little confused there. I jumped ahead, but I'm still going to read you my piece about birds, but it's not a one-line piece. This one is a little bit longer, 3 lines. And then I'll share that one-line piece with you guys. Okay. Here we go. To share one's location, to brag, to delight the ears of all who are lucky enough to listen. Okay, so that's my piece inspired by the word birds. All right, so before I share these last couple, I just want to invite you to try, if you can, today, if you're in the mood to do some writing. Try to venture outside if you can do it safely in your backyard or something like that where you're not around other people. And bring your notepad and your paper, just like I've got here. And sit down and take some time first. Just be in nature, okay? Take it all in. The sights, the sounds, the smells, and really, really just let yourself hover there and soak it up before you ask yourself to write anything. All right. Oh man, I'm hearing a weed whacker starting up in the background. I hope that isn't too annoying for you all. All right. My next piece is inspired by the word air, and this is the one-line poem. The news took away the air in the room. I'm sure that's one that several of you can relate with. I feel like I didn't even have to really think about that one. It just kind of poured out of my pen onto the page. All right. The next thing I'm going to share with you guys is also, since I started repeating, I went through all my words once: air, grass, blue, and birds. I did one round of that for each word, and then I started jumping around or going back to words that were really resonating with me today. And so I did another one on the word air. Okay, here we go. I'll share this one with you. It's amazing how quickly the earth can heal if we let it. Okay. So I was thinking about some pictures that I've seen floating around on the internet about some of the world's most populated cities. And since everything is shut down and everyone is sheltering in place, there is far less pollution going on in the world. And I saw a particularly striking photo of uh, of a city in New Delhi over in Indonesia, and it was kind of jaw dropping just how clear the sky has gotten in the very short amount of time that we've all been sheltering in place. So I was drawing some inspiration from that observation. All right, you guys, I have my last piece of poetry to share with you guys today. And I hope that you all will join me and accept this little invitation I'm putting out to you all and try to do a little bit of writing outside, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe later this week. And let yourself be inspired by nature. Okay? All right. The last piece that I have was inspired by air and grass and blue. Okay. The limbs stretch through the air to welcome the sun, just as the roots reach through the earth to drink its water. Balance. So that's my last piece today. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me for a little moment here in the backyard in my temporary lawn. And I hope that you guys enjoyed hearing some of this poetry that I came up with for you guys today. And I really hope that you take it upon yourselves to do some writing. Feel free to use these 4 words if they work for you. They are, again, air, grass, blue, and birds. Okay? Not bluebirds, but blue by itself, and then the word birds. And remember what I started with. My advice to you is to pretend, before you write anything, pretend like you are looking at nature for the very first time, and all that wonder and let all that awe just wash over you before that you start to try to write something. I hope that you all find that. I hope that all of your pens find the pages in front of you, and I hope that you all are having a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're well stocked up, and I hope you know that we're all missing you guys. All right. Have a lovely afternoon, everyone.